So welcome to this channel. We're going to commence second attempt at the Monotype Battle Tower Challenge in Pokemon Emerald. And well, what is the Monotype attempt? I have written a document here that explicitly states the rules. And here they are. I'll just maximize that to be sure. We have standard Battle Tower rules. We have every street must be played using a Pokemon that partially have that type, so it's Monotype. We start at 140 wins made by my trick team, just to make sure the computer is as best as it will ever be. And well, I can choose the order, and we're going to start out with the best team. So we're going to go from best to worst. And you might say that's not really logical, but no, the last two teams, Flying and Bug, they're so bad that I just wanted to get a nice streak going before losing. If I lose, of course. So yeah, that's the rules, and I cannot use Zapdos on Flying and on Electric, for example. So I really need to use all those species only one time. And the best team I have prepared is Mono Psychic. So let's start out, and just to make sure everything is honest, here's 140 wins, and we're gonna take a shot at this challenge. So Grumpig, Xatu, and Latias. If you want to read more about these teams, about all the in-depth, about the EVs and about the filler moves, I've made pretty long posts about them. You can find them, for example, at Smogon, the Smogon forums. For example, Gen 3 Battle Tower discussion. That's the right forum here, and I posted them there on page 11, 12, and 13, scattered a little bit. But this is a Monocyclic team, so I will explain about the teams while battling. And with this team, we really don't have a lot to fear. Grumpig tricks a choice band onto the opponent. After which, so they can only use one move, which is Aerial Ace. Choice band boosted, of course. We don't need to Icy Wind because Xatu outspeeds, and we can start reducing its accuracy. And you might say, why are you reducing its accuracy? It's using Aerial Ace, but if it runs out of PP, that would be helpful against struggles. So Aerial Ace, we can easily lift that, so we can use Thunder Wave here and start reducing its attack stat. So Aerial Ace will not even break Latias substitute, except in the event of a critical hit, of course. But you know, it's crippled enough to the point where between full paralysis and not being able to break myself, it's not going to be a big problem anymore. If Articuno is going to fall, the rest of the team will also fall, because this Latias will be a +6, and it's a bulky Latias. So this is not like the Latios on the main team I use for the Battle Tower, the main trick team. But yeah, it's really strong anyway. So it 2-hit KOs all the opponents, and its sub doesn't break against non-physical assaults. So, and while it sweeps, it's going to have to substitute up to protect against Quick Claws, to have a wild card against Bright Powder misses, stuff like that. And the item it holds, this Latias, is a Lumberry, so that I cannot be screwed by, for example, a Poison Point activation or something like that. So let's start the sweep here. Let's see what we get. Aerodactyl, we will definitely one hit KO that. This Latias one hit KOs everything up to the bulk of, say, bulky Lapras. So it's pretty strong anyway, even without special attack effort values. So we just made our first win. We have 118 wins to go. Latios, same strategy, just gonna trick it. And since it was faster, it can now choose another move. And we will use Icy Wind just to make sure Latias also outspeeds. and it chose to use Shadow Ball, which is super effective on everything on my team. So that's something definitely to watch out for. And we will use Feather Dance here first, because we're faster anyway. So, well, it doesn't have a crit, so we can choose to Feather Dance it again, or Thunder Wave. I think Thunder Wave is nice to have, just for that paralysis once in a while. And after another Feather Dance, its Shadow Ball is not really threatening anymore. I even think, well, I'm not sure if it breaks this up. I think it still breaks this up, but it doesn't, so that's even better. And we will probably stall out the Shadow Balls anyway. And if it has to resort to struggle, it's really over. So this is just perfect. Being messaged. Let's see. No, I've just been let's see. Somebody pointed out that my webcam is not active. That should not be the case. So I'm just gonna move it to the background. Let's see. I think this should work. Yeah. So sorry for that. Not that I'm very handsome anyway, but well, at least you can see my emotions in this run. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead, try a sweep. We have 2 Calm Minds already, and I think Shadow Ball has 15 PP, so it's probably gonna run out pretty soon. We need a little bit of patience for this, but it's a really, really solid team. Thanks for pointing out to me that my webcam was not active. It was actually active, but it was in the background. So yeah, and we see a struggling Latios at -6 attack. So it's pretty hopeless against this Latios. Against its little sister. Yep. Mirror match, a little bit unfair. And the last one is a Regirock, who should faint actually, but well, it's probably the really specially bulky curse variant, which survives the Dragon Claw, but yeah, didn't really do anything. Jolteon, that's a really fast opponent. We need to reduce its speed in order for Sato to outspeed that, but this Grumpig survives 2 Thunderbolts. So even after Trick, we should be able to reduce the speed. And if we don't, Latias still beats it. So let's see what happens. So yeah, so we can't, but that's fine. We could have used Skill Swap as well to obtain Volt Absorb, but I think we're gonna be fine. So let's Calm Mind up here. If we should get paralyzed in the process, we have the Lumberry, so it needs to paralyze us twice in order to do something effective. And it's doing a pretty good job of trying to hack through. But I think the Thunderbolt doesn't even break our sub right now. So we're just going to pre-sub to prevent getting paralyzed, of course. And this risk will be present during the whole time we're going to set up against this. Because it could always crit the sub and then paralyze. We need a little bit of luck, but it's only 10% chance of paralyzing, and it already used up some hacks as far as that's concerned. That's not a sound argument, of course, but oh well. It's like a gambler's that's the gambler's paradox. But there we go. It's starting to struggle, so the danger is gone, more or less. I'm just gonna postpone using the last substitute. We're gonna use substitute, then recover up. Alright. Let's see. I think, does it break? Alright. We want to have a substitute up before sweeping. So the only way it's going to prevent that is by critting the following struct. And it doesn't, so I think we're pretty good to go here. There's Jinx, we have speed that and KO it. And the last Pokemon is a Raichu, who can paralyze us, but then it will be too late. And it doesn't even do that with static. So, alright. That was a bit more interesting battle, I guess, because of the Jolteon, but even in that case, Latias is just so fantastically bulky that it can sometimes just set up without Xatu. And we will definitely trick this. This thing might use Explosion, which is one of the counters to this team. But as we see, it doesn't. So, yeah, we're gonna flash that. Now, one thing it could do is knock itself out with Double Edge. So we need to be a little bit careful, but after a nice attack reduction, it won't have that many opportunities for that. And now it's starting to miss as well, so that's good. And I could switch in Latias here. I think it does survive because it's physically more bulky than Gruntic even. 180, 113 we see here, and I kind of forgot about it with Latias, but yeah, Latias is a little more bulky, even though it has less HP. So I'm kind of doubting right here. So should I give it the recoil damage while it kills Xatu or not? And I will do that just to make sure it cannot win with a critical hit. And in the meantime, it's running out of double edge BP. So, and with struggle, it does even less damage. So then it won't knock itself out as well. So I think this is definitely the dependable way to go, the safe way. Even though it takes a little bit longer, we really need to have some patience for this run to work. All right, there we go. So let's hope for a lot of full paralysis turns. Misses are also nice. We only need 6 Calm Minds, so we're gonna get there pretty soon. 28. So at 26, we're all set up. All right, and we're just gonna recover. You never know what's gonna happen. You never know when there's a Metagross coming in. Maybe Quick Claw, Medium Masking me, or I miss a move somehow, and I really need that HP to live a couple of hits. This Latias was EV'd for. So here's a Manic Trick. It might have static, but we have a Lumberry for that. Doesn't activate, and there's another static Pokemon, but now it doesn't matter anymore. We've been lucky with static, by the way, but we didn't really need to be lucky. That's a good thing. Pokemon Ranger Nelson, a Regirock. Well, it has Clear Body, of course, but we have Skill Swap, so that's the main strategy here against Clear Body Pokemon. So now we have Quick Claw. There's a big Rock Slide, but after Skill Swap, Xatu will be able to reduce its attack, even though it's choice banded. So I think we survived a Rock Slide after Feather Dance, and that's pretty fun. Yep. So now we can choose again, Thunder Wave or Feather Dance, and I think Thunder Wave is best in this situation. So now it's at -2, but it still has its choice band. So we will probably have to outstall this Rock Slide, and then he won't break our stuff. That's the idea. There's a nice miss. Alright. So it doesn't have reduced accuracy, of course, but it will not move, like we just saw, 25% of the time, which gives me the chance to replenish my HP with more certainty. So it started struggling, and we can start setting up here. And this is about the worst case scenario against these really physical sweepers, for example. Because if it's Metagross, for example, that's more attack, and then its Meteor Mash is not even super effective against Xatu. So Xatu will get more Feather Dances off, reducing its physical attacking prowess. So yeah, now it's pretty boring to watch, which is a good thing when using this team. The more boring it gets, the better to get the win, of course. Alright, so we're good to go here. Our substitute is damaged, so it will break, but Suicune will probably survive a Dragon Claw. Bright Power miss we got there, but our substitute will take an Ice Beam, just like that. And it doesn't survive the Dragon Claw, so that means it was an offensive Suicune. This thing can't have Bright Powder because you can only have one item on the same team, one time of the item on the same team, and that counts for the opponent as well. Jinx, well, it can be dangerous if it lovely kisses, but seeing as it's a protect version, it holds a Bright Powder, by the way. So let's see. We missed. So I'm going to preserve the choice band. I'm just going to see what set it is, just to make sure. Here a nice thing here. What set is that? It is this set here. Perish Song, Mean Look, Lovely Kiss, and Protect. So it will switch out itself. So we're gonna go ahead, go to Xatu, which cannot escape now. Who cannot escape now? But we will Thunder Wave whatever comes in. And now it's going to switch out, and then we can switch out as well. So it's Vaporeon. It does have a Lumberry, and we will stay in for one more turn before switching back to Grumpig. And well, it's thick fat, eats an Ice Beam for breakfast. And now it has a choice band and it's using Acid Armor. So Latias is free to set up here. Acid Armor has 40 TP, I believe, so we shouldn't be worried about that TP running out. And yeah, you can count this as a win. There's a reason the Psychic team is the best team. It's just, it's like 10% worse than my actual Trick team. But that's still dependable enough to count on for one streak. You really need a lot of bad luck to not get a streak with this. Golduck. Alright, and then we have the Jinx, of course, which tried to use Protect, but it was in vain. Alright, and we get the last opponent for this team. So let it be a good one. Gentleman Brooks. Well, Venusaur is usually free win. Actually, Grumpig outspeeds it, and it's using Sunny Day. So that will run out of PP before it's going to use Struggle. So I'm just going to use some Feather Dances on it to make sure its Struggle doesn't actually break Latias' stuff. But yeah, there's nothing this Venusaur can do to stop me from winning. Look at that, the static damage output. You always need to be wary, or make sure you have enough HP to live a critical hit struggle, of course. But even critical hit struggle will do less than half damage. So we can afford. Oh, there we had one. We can afford to just do this instead of having to use a substitute in between all the time. That's another crit, I think. Yeah. Alright. 2 more coal mines we need. Okay, substitute. So yeah, now we can just recover up and get our first streak. I don't know if this is apparently it's not. So this will break our sub probably. Yep. All right, so we are subless against a Marowak, but yeah, we all know how that goes. So nice. That's the first streak, and we can continue with the next team. So thank you, Mono Psychic. You were great. So I have an order in these boxes. As you see, this is Mono 3. It should have been Mono 1, but since I reversed the order of playing here, now we're actually starting with the best teams. The next one is Monotype Water. And well, it has Suicune, of course, because it's so overpowered. It should almost be banned actually. A Suicune with Protect substitute Calm Mind Surf. It stalls out. Its substitute is naturally very bulky. Calm Mind's a nice setup move. And Surf destroys everything but water absorbed codes. So that's a thing. And we have Politoed. It softens up their lead. Very strong, dangerous thing like Dragon Dancers. It makes sure the opponent is slower than Suicune, and it lives everything on the special side up to Sceptile's critical hit Leaf Blade, which would otherwise destroy his team. But it always survives and then uses Icy Wind. So if Icy Wind doesn't miss in that case, I'm good to go. And then we have Swampert just as a filler Pokemon actually. A Curse Bird sets up nicely against Electric type opponents. And in general, it's just a good backup to have. But most of the time, we'll see that Politoed and Suicune are responsible for the win. So what are the problems of this team? Well, there's some stuff like Curse-Lax that still has a strong struggle after all these curses, but usually it's really far-fetched whatever I would do to here. I'm going to thief this, maybe steal a Quick Claw, and I did steal a Quick Claw. Let's see what it has. I forgot whether it had Toxic or not actually. So we're just going to sack Politoed here in order to get Suicune in safety. Just going to check whether it has Roar or something. I forgot about that set. So it's Drill Peck, Steel Wind, Counter, and Rock Slide. That's perfect. Suicune has that. See what kind of moves he decides to use. It's going to go for Drill Peck, which will quickly be out of PP actually. But it doesn't even bother, it seems. And yeah, this Suicune is really dangerous. Even with 2 Calm Lines up or 3, its substitute starts taking a lot of special attacks without breaking. And Surf, even without EVs, is crazy strong. See, this Drill Peck doesn't even break this up. And even if it did, it was no problem. Alright, so we can start sweeping. So if we do encounter a water absorb Pokemon, like Vaporeon or Lapras or something, then of course Swampert can always win, and Suicune can still stall out the important PP, even if it cannot really beat them directly. Suicune is pretty fast, by the way, especially this Suicune. It's so fast that after an Icy Wind, it outspeeds the entire Battle Tower except Timid Jolteon, but that's not a problem anyway because I have Swampert. So here we have Pharaoh, just going to reduce its speed. We need a nice return there. Keep its item. I don't know what it is, but a scope lens apparently. Well, it's never a bad thing to steal that. And we don't want to kill it, so I'm just going to use Mudslap to be sure it'll kill it. And there's a drill peck. So let's see what it likes to use against Suicune. And sometimes it happens that Suicune is through, kind of. It's through, but it has eaten all of their attacking PP, which lets Swampert set up for free. So that's another strategy. For example, against this, his return and his drill peck. So maybe I cannot stall out all of his PP. I can stall out 32 of them. And he's gonna have 40 attacking PP. But now it's, well, it didn't break this up, so that's a good thing. That's another possibility, and every time it does that, I get a substitute for free. Because leftovers will have replenished enough HP. And apparently Drill Peck has a chance of not breaking the substitute, and that's good. That's what's so nice about bulky Suicune. It's just so durable, even its substitutes. I think a substitute of this Suicune is about as bulky as a full Ninjask. Although one hit KO on Ninjask is not that hard, of course. Alright, to make sure I don't run out of protect protect PP myself, of course. So where are we now? 29. So that's 2 more to go right now. And we will just keep doing this. Keep pressuring that PP. And well, you know, if it's resorting to feint attack, you know what time it is. And there we go. Ganium, not a problem at all. It is faster, because it's probably the end of your Salax set. So we're gonna take advantage of that by making a substitute. So yeah, now it's gonna flail us, and we're gonna use Protect against that just to get a little bit of HP. We could actually stall out the entire flail PP, but I'm just gonna assume I can beat the next opponent without making an extra substitute. So the worst thing you can do is Psychic, I think. Earthquake doesn't even break. It does have a Quick Claw, as we see. And we 2-hit KO it anyway, so yeah, that's the win. So while this took a little bit longer, it was not dangerous at any point. Metagross. Alright, of course we really like to steal its item. And something nice about Politoed is that it has damp, so it can't self-destruct. Not that Metagross does self-destruction in general in the battle tower, but it's really useful against opponents like Claydol and Fortress, stuff like that. So now we can't really cripple it further, but that's okay. It will run out of all of its PP against Suicune. And I think Earthquake barely breaks the sub if it does. But when Earthquake and Psychic are gone, Meteor Mash won't break, and then it's really helpless. Psychic, I think that was the last Psychic, or almost the last one. And as we see, Earthquake doesn't even break this up. It has like 50% chance, I think. Don't remember. I did calculate that once. But yeah, if Earthquake doesn't break this up with 100% chance, then Shadow Ball will never break this up. So that's a good thing. And we see that Suicune is getting away with this without losing HP, kind. And that's a good sign. This Suicune is used in the Battle Dome as well, by the way. It's a really good Pokemon. If you have, for example, a Slaking, Gengar, Suicune team up there, then this particular Suicune set is really effective. So The worst thing that could happen right here is Metagross raising its attack with Meteor Mash, so that its other moves will break this up as well. In that case, I will have to go and sweep with 4 Calm Minds, for example. Still not a problem. But it can be followed up by, say, an electric type that crits through or something. And even in that case, we still have Swampert, of course. Alright. So I'm really taking the safe route here, of course. If you like playing this team yourself, you can be a little more reckless. I just don't want to lose my streak now when I'm streaming. But usually I play a little bit more risky with this team because the Swampert is such a good backup anyway. That's really funny that we still didn't see Swampert at work, and it might even be the case that you won't see that during the whole run. It really depends on the opponents we get. Of course, I would like to showcase the full team to you, but if it's not necessary, that's only a good sign, and you probably understand what Swampert does anyway. With Gyarados, this thing can use Dragon Dance, in which case I will use Perish-Stone. But I will first just scout its set. It's the Rain Dance variant. I think it has Rain Dance, Hydro Pump, Thunder, and I think it's a Quick Claw variant, so I'm gonna steal its item too. Look how pathetic that Thunder critical hit was, by the way. So we stole its Quick Claw and we're good to go. And we have nothing to fear from this, literally. That's 2 Thunders, and we will set up Suicune again. Because Swampert takes too much damage from Hydro Pump in this situation. And it can only use 4 Thunders against us due to pressure. So, yeah, that's 2 of them. Now the rain stopped. I'm going to use Substitute instead of Protect because it's going to Rain Dance anyway. Oh, it's not even going to. It's going to risk missing. Still, I'm going to use Substitute again. There's the Rain Dance. And I believe the filler move is Earthquake on this particular Gyarados set. And that Earthquake is not powered by a lot of EVs, so it doesn't break this up. Oh, it was not Hydro Pump, it was Surf, apparently. Alright. Right, yeah, you can imagine how long it takes to break Suicune's up with Surf. Alright. And even those Earthquakes will wear out. 4 more and we're through. Alright. So I would love to play some music for you, for example, but this mic is really crappy. It's just the built-in microphone from my laptop, so we might hear a little background noise, a little CPU noise. I can't do anything about that currently because I don't have a better microphone at my expense right now. But if I would play music, it would only be worse, I think. So we're gonna steal a little bit of HP now, because our substitute will break. You know what, we'll just, to be completely sure, we're gonna stall out its Earthquakes. Funny thing is that even Flygon's Earthquake didn't break our sub, which points out to me that it's probably the special attacking Flygon. And if Earthquake if it runs out of Earthquake PP, it won't be able to break this up anyhow. So it's pretty important. If you can keep the sub up, you should try and do that. Now, even against Kingdra, who really resists Surf 4 times, we're still just gonna plow through. Nice Dragon Dancing, and it will get Select boosts, and it will try to use Flail, but well, it's not gonna work because we will KO it in this turn. And lost counter already. Opponent number 5. See, that's Starmie. So that's a classical opponent for this team. We really need to hit Icy Wind, or we might get into a little bit of trouble. If it has Thunderbolt and Psychic, for example, it might get a little bit dangerous. But Politoed is so bulky that I think it even lives 2 Thunderbolts, if I'm not mistaken. So, and it's a light screen. It's a bulky Starmie variant, so that's not a threat at all. Look at how specially bulky this Politoed is. It's really insane. No, Mud Slap. I think this is a nice. This would be a nice showcase to show Swampert if I wasn't so happy with Suicune. The thing is, Swampert doesn't really make use of the fact that they are icy with it. It's really just a backup thing, and it's good against to set up against struggling opponents as well. But if we would encounter, for example, an electric type, I could show you how Swampert works. But even against electric types, Suicune doesn't really have problems because it easily stalls out the Thunderbolts. But sometimes it happens that I don't want to risk the crit, the Thunderbolt crit against Politoed, and then I switch right to what's his name, Swampert. So they do have light screen up right now, and I think we can't really prevent that. Maybe it's gonna use. Yeah, all right. No light screen. I think we take this. Our substitute takes this. Then because it has little damage, it didn't. And there's the Breloom. So I'm gonna go for Focus Punch currently. Just protected there to see if it wanted to use Spore, which would be funny because if it would get through Suicune after using Spore, then Politoed had a Lumberry stole from Starmie, so it will get through on its own. Golem is a typical opponent you want to use Thief on, and it can't explode against Politoed as well. So if it wants to explode, it's going to be against Suicune's Protect or Substitute. So we will Mud Slap it here. So maybe it misses. That's nice. And an explosion miss against the substitute is always better than it breaking this up, of course. So let's see what it's gonna try. Right, so it's an Earthquake, of course that breaks. I think it's almost out of Earthquakes already. I think now it should be out. And I was going for Double Edge, which probably is on the verge of KOing this up. And Explosion missing here is a nice thing, because we're not that boosted yet. We're boosted enough up to where Starmie is not a great threat anymore with Thunderbolt, but we will use Substitute in advance to prevent getting paralyzed or critical hit. So if we can stall out these Thunderbolts from a slow perspective, then it will not have any other moves that break them. So 15 PP, so that means 8 turns of stalling, and I can easily permit that with this Suicune. I mean, it's gonna survive those 8 turns. It's gonna have enough HP. And yeah, then we can continue setting up Calm Minds. The Psychic doesn't break this up. And protect in between here to get a little health back. And now it could break using Psychic. So again, this is just to be completely safe. You could play this faster, but it's not out of Psychics yet, and you never know what it's going to use really. Well, it can happen that right when you think, okay, it's out of Psychics or out of Ice Beams, or apparently it prefers to use Ice Beam, then it uses Psychic, and well, if it's a critical hit, we can get in danger. So Our sub broke, and it's out of ice beams right now. So yeah, it's gonna recover, and it's not gonna recover enough HP to prevent getting KO'd. I think Serve does like 70% or something. Oh, it's even more. So yeah, hopeless. Bye bye. That was Stormy. We have a Salamence here. We're just gonna directly attack it, and well, it outspeeds us, but it only has one shot at breaking this up. And I think it might have Bright Power, so that we might have to eat another hit. But of course, Suicune doesn't die from a +1 double edge. It's not a critical hit. Even when it is a critical hit, it's probably not one hit kill guaranteed. And we have another golem. See, this is the same set. There's an earthquake. Yeah, so that's 2 earthquakes. It has 8 left, and we're gonna stall out all of them. That's the explosion. Misses again, by the way. Even at yeah, so that's funny. And this Regice might be difficult to beat, but it can beat us either. It has no quick claw, it never has. But there is a Psych Up variant whose Thunderbolt and Ice Beams I have to outstall, and then I can always switch to Swampert to actually kill it if it's really that set. But this is an entirely different set. Thunder. That's a strong move, but it only has 10 of them, so it's gonna end up in the same gutter as all the other Suicune fodder. Brick Break. This Brick Break has no attack EVs added to them, I think. So it might even take 2 to break this up. Yeah, that was a critical hit. The preceding one. Blizzard only has 5 CP, so yeah, anything wins. Blizzard. Just gonna be sure and Calm Mind up all the way. And the rain is falling, so I think I want to KO it, or almost. Yeah, it doesn't make much. We missed a Surf. That can happen. But behind a sub, nothing is really scary. And there's a Registeel. I mean, it really can't do a thing. It can double team. Even if I would get all the way out of Surf PP, Swampert has that as well, of course. So yeah, that was the Mono Water team. And sadly, we didn't get to see Swampert. But we do have 14 wins. We're at 154 right now, and the goal I want to get is to 259. That's going to be 140 plus 119. And before I take a small coffee break, we're going to do another set with the Dragon team. You see lined up there. It's Latios, Kingdra, and Salamence. And well, this team function is a little different. Let's have a quick view. There's a Latios, timid nature, it's fast, it's pretty bulky for Latios, it has max HP in that. It paralyzes and uses Memento, so that's a great crippler. Has Roar for emergency situations, and there's Dragon Claw purely as a filler move. Really, I've never used it before. Kingdra is for fighting Metagross and Regirock, whose stats I can't lower. So this just beats them one-on-one in a classic Water VS physical attacker way. But in general, it uses Smokescreen, has rest and Toxic, so it actually wins against a lot of other opponents on its own if really needed. But the real goal of this team is to set up this Salamence here. So it's a classical Dragon Dance Salamence. Submence is overpowered, and it does have the attack to actually one-hit KO a lot of stuff with arrow ace. So you never get bright powered, for example. It has max attack. It doesn't really invest in bulk a lot. It has 193 HP, which is the perfect leftovers number, and 122 speed, so without speed, stuff like fast, Starmie, and things like that when after one Dragon Dance. So yeah, we're gonna go for the third streak here, and this is still a dependable team. I don't expect to lose here, although of course it's always possible. But we will get it will get riskier and riskier during this run. So let's see what we get. We get an Umbreon that is so passive. It doesn't even require real crippling, but I'm still gonna Thunder Wave it. I'm holding a Lumberry, so I will Lumberry through its synchronized ability. And it uses Confuse Ray. So we will go to Kingdra here. So that's double team. That's all very nice, but it doesn't really help because I'm gonna sweep with Aerial Ace anyway. So yeah. Alright, so now we have a Jolteon with some with 3 accuracy reductions and well, no paralysis. So that's a thing. We will just continue doing the same thing we were doing. And we have to Thunder Wave that Jolteon as well. So I'm going to rest off this damage and switch to Latios. Alright. So that's a quick bite. We paralyzed it and we will use Memento right now. So it doesn't break our sub anymore, and its evasion is reduced already, so I think it's pretty safe to bring out Salamence here. Let's see. Yeah, and maybe we'll try to use Thunder Wave too, because that's the way the Battle Tower doesn't really handle substitutes well. But yeah, with reduced accuracy, reduced attack, reduced special attack, paralysis, that's really too much to take. And then well, it's not against this Jolteon in particular, but Salamance's Intimidate is a great help as well. So even though Dragonite, for example, would be bulkier, Salamence is actually bulkier because its Intimidate ability lets it invest into special defense too. So that's Jolteon. I think, yeah, Corin has no Bright Power, so we don't need to use Aerial Ace. Earthquake is 11% stronger. Yeah. So this element doesn't KO everything in the Battle Tower, but nearly everything. And there's only 2 Pokemon that I don't want to KO guaranteed, and I think that's Skarmory and Zapdos. So, but yeah, they can't really do anything back against the substitute, and they are 2-hit KO'd if I don't. If I recall correctly. So there's Nidoqueen. We outspeed that with Kingdra. So we're gonna switch. Use Smokescreens first, and then use Memento with Latios to bring in Salamence in a safe way. Note that this team has no Quick Claw. Not a real way to fight against Quick Claw wielding Pokemon. But it's not so afraid of them, actually. Of course, there's always the Quick Claw 1-hit KO users, such as Rhydon, but Kingdra actually beats them if they don't get too lucky. So this Kingdra actually fights sometimes. But it's pretty safe to now bring Latios in. We're going to use Memento here. And then we get an extra Intimidate. So they won't break my sub. Yep. And even if it would break my sub, it still has to hit right now. Remember, it's already at -6 evasion as well. And Smokescreen has 100% accuracy. So that's also a nice reason to use Kingdra. who's kind of a canonical user of smokescreen. I remember seeing smokescreen on Horsey for the first time in this museum. I don't really remember that. I think it only had bubble actually. It was the trainer, I'm first up, let's do it trainer. It had Horsey and Shelder. So yeah, nothing dangerous here. Note that I used Earthquake on Native Queen because it's super effective, of course, but also because of poison points. I don't want to touch it. Alright, number 3. So I think you get the idea now of how this team works. Latios often switches in back later. It has the luxury to do so, and then it can bring in Salamence safely, so don't have to actually switch to it. So it's a Calm Mind variant. That means it can have Ice Beam as well, but we'll probably use some of those against Kingra, for example, and against oh, it's a counter version. I think its only attacking move is Ice Beam, I think. So we will even stall that out before getting into trouble. But Memento is not really useful here, so that's why I considered Substitute on Latios as well. Since that's a good move if you want to stall out some extra stuff. I'm just gonna surf it, see what it likes to do. Yeah, so now it's gonna start Ice Beaming. Yeah, I think I take an Ice Beam, even at +6. I'm starting to use soft boil here, so yeah. So Memento has no use. That's I think I really need to consider using Substitute there because I really never used Dragon Claw anyway. It was just the idea was to have like a general finishing move of sorts. If somehow things don't work out with Salamence, but then again, Latios usually doesn't survive it to that point anyway, because it likes to use Memento. And in this case, it can't really use Memento. So now Blissey is almost to it KOing me. Yeah. So this is just stalling for a little bit. Sorry for that, but I don't really want to switch into a critical hit Ice Beam and then risk the other Ice Beams hitting through all of Salamance's substitutes. I mean, that's a really, really low chance of happening. But if I can just stall out a couple of more Ice Beams, then we're good to go, actually. So, another one, and I don't know how many he's used. I think it must have been 6 or 7, something like that. So if we see another Ice Beam, I'm gonna make the switch to Latios because it won't have enough anyway. Not really paying attention here to what moves I am using, because yeah, Kingra's gonna be out of the picture soon. Counter right now. You know what? I'm just gonna make the switch. There we go. Right to Latios. There's a Dragon Claw here. And it's not even using Ice Beam at this point, so it's probably just out. I'm just gonna switch Salamence this way. This is Latios' way of switching. And yeah, we have a severely crippled Blissey to set up on, so that's perfect. Now, one Pokemon that is actually dangerous against this team, and it's really only one, and that's Regice. It has Clear Body, so it can't really reduce its stuff. I can't outstall it with Kingra. I can't rest loop Ice Beams, but I can rest loop like 5 Ice Beams. I can steal 5 Ice Beams from it. And then in that situation, it would be good for Latios to have Substitute again, because that would get rid of all of its Ice Beams at least. But then still Thunderbolt would break elemental substitutes. It's really a risky situation to set up on. But yeah, this is over. All right. Long battle. Wasn't really exciting, but that's what you get. Lantern. We like to paralyze that. Has a lumberry, and we're gonna. Yeah, we're gonna just Thunder Wave it. It doesn't really need special attack reduction, so if I don't live this, it would have been fine as well. But now we have the memento left, so that's a good thing. And then we have a chest rest to get even more smoke screens in. Yeah. Alright, that was the king drop. And there is memento. And here's elements. So have fun with this. It can hit a lot of ice beams, of course, but well, it has 25% chance to be paralyzed, and when it's not paralyzed, it has 33% chance to actually hit me. So before that happens, its ice beam will be depleted of PP before it can actually hit me. And then it's going to use Surf and Thunderbolt, probably Thunderbolt, which is not strong enough to kill my sub anymore because of the memento. So I think we're pretty safe, and we are, as it seems, because it started using Confuse Ray, because I didn't have a substitute probably. That's an AI thing. So sometimes it does actually understand what a substitute does, and at other times it really just uses Thunder Wave, for example. Now this was dangerous because it was a Quick Claw Ice Beam, but it means the next Pokemon cannot have a Quick Claw. So this is exactly what that's for. So this Earthquake will KO. That's what the sub is for. That's how important that substitute is. You really want that substitute. Alright, she's not a very new trainer, so this is going to be fine. Psychic Ingrid, and there's a Gardevoir. So, well, we'll just test if it has Synchronize. Latios doesn't really mind getting paralyzed, but it's a Trace variant. I should have seen that because it probably copied my Levitate, but I didn't pay attention. So yeah, we have the luxury of switching out again and start Smoke Screen. And remember, Psychic only has 10 PP, so yeah, that's gonna wear out pretty quickly. And the nice thing about Kingdra is that it's so bulky and it only has one weakness, which is Dragon, of course. But against Dragon clawing opponents, I usually don't have a lot of fear anyway, because I can easily Thunder Wave them, stuff like that. So I think we're just gonna go for it right here. There's a memento. And sometimes the computer likes to start setting up again after you memento them. For example, it's going to use Calm Mind or something. So that gives Elements a lot of free turns to set up Dragon Dances without needing to substitute in between. That's perfect. So yeah, I'm curious to see your opinion about this team. I think it's pretty solid. I'm not sure it's the very best you can do with Dragon types. Dragon types is, well, they're pretty versatile. And there we see a Destiny Bomb, so we do have to watch out for that, of course. And it might even be the case that it has Quick Claw. That's dangerous. So let's see what it has. Gardevoir, Psychic Willow. Yeah, so it had Lumberry. So it's either this one or this one. but it has Destiny Bond too, so it's this set. It means it doesn't have Quick Claw, because I remember that there was one Quick Claw Destiny Bond set as well. So if it doesn't use Destiny Bond, that means we can just safely kill it without fearing a Quick Claw Destiny Bond. Mr. Mime is never going to live this, and then we get a Latias, which is probably KO'd as well. Note that Salamence itself doesn't have evasion. That would be nice. But yeah, it's either Earthquake or Double Team. And I think Earthquake loses less opportunities. Well, you know what I'm going to say. I started my sentence in the wrong way, but whatever. Shuckle. That's really just a free setup. I'm just going to Memento right away and speed up the process a little bit, because Salamence is totally going to crush that. Yeah, and it can double team all at once, of course, but we will never miss. So that's perfect. Only thing it could do is like Rock Tomb or Roll Out or something. Roll Out might get dangerous, but at -2 attack, that danger is gone anyway. And we have the substitute to take the really strong rollouts, and then it's going to start at 30 power. So, alright, there we go. Espeon, there's a nice aerial ace for you, and let's do it on. We get a lot of evolutions, apparently. I think we're almost through, right? Number 7. Yep. See what challenge we get. We get a Duck Trio. We can't paralyze it, and actually, yeah, Fisher is pretty dangerous. So I'm gonna use Dragon Claw now, just for fun. We see an Ancient Power. Let me check the set real fast, because Duck Trio doesn't look dangerous, but its Fisher can catch you off guard sometimes. So here's an Ancient Power variant. Oh, there's only one apparently. It doesn't seem to have. Doesn't even seem to have Fisher. That's nice. So we can play it safely here and switch to Kingdra. Let's switch. Alright. So that's a nice crit, Earthquake. But with Salamence we will intimidate it. And look at how pathetic that Earthquake is without a crit, since it was Memento, of course. Now, I would like to steal its Ancient Power complete, because Ancient Power critical hit might just hurt Salamence a little bit too much. So I'm just gonna wait out these DPs until Kingdra is well, until it runs out of Ancient Power, which will take a while because we're seeing Aerial Ace here. Just gonna get in a quick Intimidate, see what it does. That was an Aerial Ace. Alright, so now it has -3 attack. And the reason it's using Aerial Ace is because I smoke screened it so many times, I think. So yeah. To avoid wasting PP on my own, I'm just resting up early here. 20 PP on Aerial Ace. Looks like it's diminishing slowly, but it actually doesn't take that long. It's like, I think 2 more rest loops or something. But I really want to get to that Ancient Power. Alright, there's an Ancient Power. Be careful not to click Surf accidentally. I think it has one more. Yep. So I saw 4, I also saw one against Latios, so now it's safe to switch in Salamence before it actually struggles itself to death. This 3 attack This is a risk, of course. I mean, it might burn or paralyze or freeze, but well, the paralysis would be a little bit bad, even though I would get the +6, and then Salamence has its usual speed again, which is not that bad. Although this is not a fast defeat Salamence, of course. It's just fast enough so that it's fast enough after one Dragon Dance. But look like we're fine. Finally finish this Dog Trio and see what's next. Zilgong, that is a dangerous one because it has the ability to quick claw one KO. And a Fable. So yeah, I think that's the third streak right now, and which means we are at 161. So thank you, Dragon Team. So far everything went quite smoothly, which is why I'm starting with the best team, so I can at least get a nice streak going and postpone the really troublesome teams until later. So next up we have the Fire Team. Here's the Fire Team. But I'm gonna take a really quick smoking break and coffee break. That's a good combination, by the way. But in the meantime, I'm gonna explain you something about this team, of course. So see what we get. Arcanine. Why is Arcanine here? It's to prevent Starmie from just sweeping through whatever mono fire type team you're going to make. So that sounds problematic. I mean, Starmie is the bane of mono fire type teams, of course. So this Moltres is a stalling machine. Once it gets stalling, it's going to stall so badly that it usually has a substitute left. Morning Sun is fantastic with pressure, and Will-O-Wisp, well, it just beats many opponents, even the Synchronite ones, which would beat me back if I would use Toxic, for example. So I'm seeing someone commented right here. Nice, this is David. Earthquake vs Return. Yeah, it's probably meant for Salamence, this comment. It has Earthquake because you really want to KO stuff like Steelix and Rhydon, and instead of giving them the opportunity to quick lock, crit you, or whatever after breaking this up. So you really want to KO them as fast as possible. Although Return would, of course, score the KO against Zapdos. And that's one of those Pokemon I can't want to KO right now, but Zapdos is less dangerous for me than Steelix or stuff like Rhydon is, or Regirock, for example. Earthquake is just so good. So about this team, a little more. Entei is the setup Pokemon, and you should really see this as special wall, physical wall, and a problem solver. This Arcanine solves problems, and it mainly solves the problem of Charm, as I said before. So Thief gets rid of Quick Claws like it usually does. Charm is reduces attack, and that's fantastic because then Moltres and Entei's substitute will suddenly start taking things. And the funny thing is here, Hidden Power and Extreme Speed. So against Starmie, it lives a Surf from the offensive variant. Just barely sometimes, but it does live. Then it hits Hidden Power Ghost, and then it uses Extreme Speed, which KOs the offensive Starmie, but doesn't KO the non-offensive Starmie. Now the non-offensive Starmie is slow enough for Moltres to outspeed it, so that's not a problem anyway. But the offensive Starmie is handled by Arcanine this way. Arcanine's Intimidate ability is godsend as well. It makes sure that Arcanine itself lives Quick Claw Earthquake from Rhydon, so you can steal its item pretty much guaranteed, unless it has Quick Claw critical hit, of course. But, well, that's a risk you have to take when playing Battle Tower, especially with a Monotype. So it's kind of a problem-solving stall team, but if Moltres, while stalling, discovers that Entei can set up That's also a possibility. And there's another problem, especially against electric types, but we will get to that soon, and maybe it's not even necessary, but we will see about that. So here we go, the third team, and well, like I just said, you can read all the details about the teams on Smoke on Forum, Gen 3, Battle Tower Discussion, and Records. And then on page 11, 12, 13, I started making these posts about monotype battling teams. So we have here a Shuckle, who is a perfect opponent for Entei to set up on. I don't think we need Moltres here. It's a rollout version, which will start to accumulate damage, even though it has minus blah 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 accuracy. Let's just keep its Testo Berry here. That's always a nice thing to do. And we will, in fact, pressure the rollouts as well. Alright, so when rollout gets really, really strong, it's just going to end up breaking my substitute, and that's all it's going to do before it starts over again. So from now on, it's going to actually break these subs. Alright, so that was the strongest one actually. Starting to defense curl, doubling rollout damage. That's funny. And we're actually going to start killing it right here. Because we don't have enough HP to keep making substitutes when it breaks for one, due to one critical hit, for example. This Entei is pretty fast. It's faster than Fortress, for example. But yeah, that's a Quick Claw Earthquake, so we can always steal the item if it should really be necessary, but Entei just had this. You know, I know the type of trainers a little bit, I know what Pokemon they can have. So sometimes it seems like I'm taking a risk, but I really know that there's not going to be like a thick, fat, Quick Claw low ring coming in, for example. So excuse me, you have to smoke in between. If you're still watching, thanks for that. We have Metagross. The funny thing is, this Arcanine can't really hurt Metagross, but the main thing it should do is just steal its Quick Claw if it has one. And this is a light screen variant, so I kind of forgot what it had. It's free. So it had a leftover. So this set, Facade, Aerolase, Meteor Mash, that means Moltres just takes it with nothing to fear, actually. So now we're going to see Moltres in action. Does get an attack raise, that's pretty dangerous, but we will Will-O-Wisp it later on after stalling some more Meteor Mashes. So that's where light screen wears out. And if we're lucky, it's going to use another light screen to refresh that, which gives us an opportunity to use Will-O-Wisp later on. And I think it ran out of Meteor Mashes in the meantime. So now we burn it, and our sub will take that damage. And we could set up Entei here, but I don't like risking into a critical hit Facade when it's burned. So I'm not going to take that risk and just keep Moltres' substitute intact. And if this Moltres has turns to spare, it really prefers to use Will-O-Wisp instead of another move, because Will-O-Wisp is the move that needs the least PP left, so to say. Because this Moltres is even dangerous when Will-O-Wisp is out of PP, actually. Alright, so we get a break there, and it's going to die in 2 turns, and I really want to have a substitute up and protect. So I'm going to make 2 subs, so even when it should crit, for example, it's not going to matter that much. Alright, so we broke our sub. We do have a little bit to worry right now, but not much. this is a guts Pokemon, so that could get dangerous. We need to have enough insurance against that. We always have Intimidate, of course. So let's scout the set. So it's a double edge variant. I think there is a quick claw double edge variant. Let me take a quick look, just to be sure. So there's a quick claw, Mega Kick, quick claw double edge, earthquake, brick break counter. It could be. That's pretty dangerous. So we're just gonna try and stall it out with Moltres, and then since we stole Metagross item already, we need to make sure we can charm with Arcanine. So I'm just gonna sack Moltres, so to speak, stall some double edge PP in process, and then we'll see what happens. We won't use Will-O-Wisp on this because I don't want to increase its attack because that enables it to one-hit KO everything with when Quick Claw activates. So I could use Morning Sun here because I think I live one double edge, but I'm just gonna use Substitute instead. I can always use Morning Sun before I would think otherwise. So starting to use Rock Slide here, that's pretty dangerous, of course. See what happens. Yup, we get Rock Slid, and we get off an Intimidate here, and we're going to get off a Charm, and that's the main deal here. But it crits through, so now we're going to stall out Earthquakes, and this is actually a Quick Claw variant, as we see. Let me see about that. This is the Quick Claw variant. It's this variant, but it's out of. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. I think I'm mistaken. Let's see. It's a Rock Sliding variant, so it doesn't have Quick Claw. It has Bright Powder. So that was a wrong assumption. But it's out of Earthquakes, and it seems to be out of Double Edges. So, or it's out of Rock Slides or whatever. We're just gonna stall this thing out, and we have no Quick Claws here. It has 2 crits in a row, so I'm still not sure if I take an Earthquake with a sub. Apparently we don't. See? Yeah. So now we stall out a couple of Earthquakes, and we're going to stall out one more, I think. That's the Lumberry. And we are very happy that it doesn't critical hit right now. That will lose the run. But I think it's out of Earthquakes now, and that means it's going to use Double Edge, which still breaks this up, apparently. Alright, so now it's missing. We get a rest. Rock Slide breaks the sub. Critical hit. This is pretty dangerous what we're doing right here, but we have to, sadly. But it's going to use Struggle in a little while. Our substitute takes exactly 50 HP. Yep, there's another double edge. We get. And there's the aerial ace. So now we're safe. And now we really get the benefits of Charm. But this was a really, really dangerous opponent. And it's all because Moltres didn't have this substitute at the beginning. Due to Metagross having a too powerful facade. So we really got into trouble here. And we need to take a lot of risks. But I think now we're fine. We can set up and KO whatever the next Pokemon is. So this is really a team with bulky physical attackers like Metagross, Ursaring. There's stuff like Regirock in there, Aggron, dangerous stuff. for most teams, especially because of Quick Claw. So this Metagross has had no Quick Claw, and Ursaring had no Quick Claws. It means if we see a Regirock or something, or a Rhydon coming out, then it could still have a Quick Claw. So we really prefer having a substitute up before sweeping this Ursaring. So we have 20, this is the last Calm Mind. Yeah, we're gonna rest up before sweeping, and we're gonna have a fresh substitute. We prefer to have a fresh substitute, just to be as sure as possible that that we win, of course. Okay, so here's the sub, and if it doesn't crit here, we're gonna start sweeping. There we go. Let's see what's next. Let's see if it was really necessary to fully set up. Well, apparently it's not. So we took a little risk here in KOing that Gardevoir because there's a Quick Claw, Destiny Bond variant. But yeah, I really wanted to get rid of this battle, to be honest. Opponent number 3. I hope the rest will not be this exciting. There's a Miltank. There is no chance of that having a Quick Claw, so we're just going to charm it. See what it said is. It's a double teaming variant, and I think it's a double team focus punch curse thing. And it has a. I'll look this setup in a minute. You know what? I'm going to do it right now. Miltank. Let's see. So it is the curse double team milk drink double ash variant with max attack and max. What is that? Max special defense. Okay. And it's holding Lumberry. Alright. Attack won't go lower. I think it's pretty safe to steal its item here, just to have a nice Lumberry. You never know when that's gonna be. That's gonna come in handy. And we're gonna set up Entei. It's pretty much free actually. And if it starts double edging, in the beginning it won't break this up, and well, let's see how much damage I'm doing. I'm gonna throw in another Calm Mind, and then try and get it to use Milk Drink. That has 2 double edges, so that means 4 really. That's 6. I'm gonna set up another curse here. We can always go back to Arcanine and reduce this attack again and stall out with Moltres, of course. Rest in between so I can use a lot of substitutes in succession if needed. Now it's just double edging away. Still not that much attack, of course. So we will get another rest loop off if it doesn't curse up. And if it does curse up, then we will set up as well. Or use rest turns for that. And it's kind of running out of double edge in the process. I think it already ran out actually. Yep. It ran out. So even though it has thick fat and max special defense investment, we will plow through with Flamethrower in a moment. And we'll get our milk drinks too. It's really needed. Yeah. So we're gonna go as far as 8 flamethrowers left or something before I'm gonna switch out of this. So if we're a little bit lucky, we will hit it before going through that threshold. Yep, there's the flamethrower, and we get Quagsire, which we will KO in a second. Alright, gonna paint this. We have no substitute, that's fine. We will sub against this, and I think we about to it KO it with flamethrower. Yeah, we just don't, but we will get a burn too. And even if we don't get the burn, I'm gonna save 2 flamethrowers and then switch out. But it's not needed, so that's nice. That saves a lot of time. But otherwise, I would just Will-O-Wisp it and stall it out that way. So as you see, the Mono Fire type team, it's strong, but it takes long. It's just a little bit more shaky than the teams we've seen until now. And that will only start getting worse. So, well, we'll just see how far we get. Espeon, that's a special sweeper, and I think it's speedier than Moltres actually. Let's see, Espeon. Yeah, well, it can be faster than Moltres, and it can set up with Calm Mind and stuff like that. So I really prefer just beating this thing straight out with Arcanine, as in the way that also happens with Storm. So this is how it works. You hidden power it, and you extreme speed it, and it's done. It only has one turn to like critical hit through with Psychic. So there we saw Arcanine really doing its job. Thief here to get a Quick Claw, and we did get a Quick Claw. It's a Quick Claw Earthquaking variant, and it's really important to check its set here if you don't know by heart. And I don't know by heart anymore because it's a while ago since I played Battle Frontier for the last time. But this top set is one of the options, and then here we have Quick Claw, Earthquake, Quick Claw, Earthquake. So it still leaves all the Quick Claw variants as possibilities. In any case, Moltres stalls out the Rock Slide here, but it will still explode, which is dangerous. If it's this set, Moltres will also stall it out. Will also use Explosion probably pretty soon. And if it's this set, Moltres has it as well. So Moltres has it no matter what. So I'm gonna save Arcanine here. You never know when an extreme speed comes in handy. And we switch in on the Earthquake. And it has no Quick Claw, so we will just use Protect here. Maybe we get an explosion or something. That would be funny. But yeah, we're pretty much safe here. This is a nice opportunity to use Will-O-Wisp. Needle Mesh won't break the sub. And we can win against this Metagross pretty safely. The only thing it can do is like blow up on a turn I'm making a substitute. So I'm just going to double protect here. See what happens. Well, we almost double protected to prevent this from happening. But anyway, we have 3 fire types left against the last Pokemon, which is a Gardevoir. So that could have Thunderbolt. I'm not going to risk protecting because it might use Calm Mind. I'm just going to Will-O-Wisp directly and see what set it is. It's a double team variant. If I'm not mistaken, there is a double team Calm Mind Psychic Rest set. Let's see. But I forgot if that was the only double team variant. So here's a double team, and here's a double team. So it might be one of 2 things. So we just have to stall until we know it's Bright Power or Chesto Berry, and we win in both cases. Because if it's this variant, I will just outstall its Psychics and win from there. So it's becoming a little bit more difficult here to get the maximum Hex proofness, so to say. Yeah, this is gonna sack a Will-O-Wisp here. We only saw Psychic, so we still don't know the set. But we will know in a second. If it's the rest variant, it's probably going to heal right about now. but it's not doing that. So I think it's the magical leafing variant. That's it. Yeah, yeah, it's just gonna accept its fate, it seems. And this Moltres is really, really powerful. Yeah, it's the magical leaf set. So that's it. We cheesed ourselves through this battle, and we can get the next opponent, which is probably going to have, water types. So that's interesting. You see a Slowbro, and well, the real thing you want to do here is steal the Quick Claw if it has one. We crit Thief. That's actually pretty strong. And we're not gonna save Arcanine here, so we're gonna damage it a little bit. Surf, Psychic, and a Quick Claw. So that means we do know the set. And it seems to be, oh, can still be two sets. Shadow Ball or Earthquake and Icy. So Surf is really the only thing that can touch Entei, so we're gonna stall out that. Well, of course Earthquake touches Entei as well. Attract won't work because we have genderless things. And so the first thing we're going to do is stall a little bit with Moltres. See what it does. It's going to start, it's just going to surf apparently. So we need to get rid of those surfs first. But even though this seems pretty safe, we have to watch out against this Slowbro because one Psychic crit or Entei not being able to outstall those Earthquakes can really get dangerous pretty soon. But once it's out of surfs, I think Morning Sun is going to help us against these Psychics. So now it's going to start Ice Beaming. Yeah, so Ice Beam and Psychic. That means we do know the set. Where was it? Kind of lost the set right there. Yeah, so it's the Earthquake Ice Beam variant. Yeah. Alright, so let's go for Morning Sun. Tank a Psychic. Protect in between. And we're just gonna stall out all of its BP this way. That's the safest. That's the safest to play. Morning Sun. Of course, Psychic can critical hit or lower my special defense. Those are all cases I need to be thinking about. But it's okay, and even when I have to switch to Entei, I can switch right back to Moltres because it will probably use Earthquake. But now it's going to start using Earthquake already. And once that's done, I'm going to switch to Entei and set it up that way. So I don't want to burn it because I want to have the time with Entei to properly set up. And there's the struggle. So this is our moment. Even a crit won't break the sub, as we see. So it's pretty safe to just set up here until we get to like 60 HP, and then we can set up the sub and yeah, and rest off the damage. So it's gonna kill itself. We have 3 Calm Minds. That's pretty good. We're behind a sub, so I think we're pretty safe. There we have a Machamp, which survives. We actually survived an Earthquake too. Should Quick Claw activate, but it can't have Quick Claw because Slowbro had a Quick Claw, so that's good. And that means this Walrein also cannot have a Quick Claw. Protect. So that must be the Hail, Blizzard, Protect, something Walrein. Yeah, that's fine. I think it can't even break a sub. Let's see. Yeah, yawn was a thing, so it's nice to have protected against that. It's slowly eating away at our HP, of course, with hail, but that won't help. That won't really help it in the long run. The reason flamethrower is doing so little damage is because it has thick fat, of course. But yeah, we got the burn as well. So that's the sailor. Next opponent will be an aroma lady. It seems. Nope, it's Pokemon breeder. They have the same sprite, and we get a Charizard. So white herb. That indicates it's an overheat variant. Let's see if that thing has physical moves actually. So the white herb variant overheat, earthquake, aerial ace, and rock slide. So that's kind of dangerous, but it only has 270 HP. So it's outsped by both Entei and Moltres. So I'm just gonna reduce its attack. I don't need to use Thief anymore, of course. And yeah, maybe we can even get it to -6 in this way. Yep, didn't crit. And it's using earthquakes, so I'm just gonna switch to Moltres here to take that until it only has rock slides. It's gonna use rock slide, of course. Yeah. See if that breaks. It doesn't even break my sub, so that's perfect. You might wonder why I'm going to Moltres here. It was purely to prevent switching into a critical hit move. So what I'm going to do now is switch back to Arcanine and then go to Entei. So now it has -2 special attack as well. Earthquake won't break Entei sub, and Earthquake will run out of PP in like 2 moves, I think, maybe even 1. And as we see, Earthquake took 3 tries to break our substitute, which indicates that even if it would use Earthquake at +0, it would not do it kill Entei. So yeah, this will be a +6 setup, it seems. So they really need to be strong or have like a Flash Fire Pokemon to prevent getting swept by Entei. So we're gonna rest off the damage here. Perfectly nice and rinsed Entei to enter the field. Almost won a KO start without special attack events, by the way. There's a Sceptile. It breaks the sub because of a crit and because the sub took a little damage, of course. There we have a Starmie, so we will sub against that to see how fast it is. It's a slow Starmie, and it's a fainted Starmie. Alright. Last opponent with the Fire Squad. Quickly tough. Let me quickly check the. Let's see, quickly tough. I really don't know what sets that is. What set that could be. Oh, there's more sets apparently. 3 sets. Does it have anything? No quick claws. Only physical attacks or Sing Dream Eater, but that's just pathetic. So we're gonna charm it. Break. Okay. So what set is that? It's gonna be only 2. Dream Eater, Sing, and Fake Tears. Yeah. I'm not even gonna bother using the 3rd charm. We're just gonna set up with Entei. Fake Tears is okay because, well, it's probably gonna try and use Sing. It doesn't even do that, but we'll get the special defense back in a second. So yeah, I think looks like the last trainer is gonna be a joke. Leads off with Wigglytuff, of all things. Okay, fully set up. There we go. Of course, we only have +4 special defense now, but I'm gonna take that. We 2-hit KO this, and we survive a non-crit surf, even if Quick Law activates. Alright, and there's a P2, trade pressure. We're gonna substitute, because it can survive a flamethrower if it's a particular set, I don't remember, but this one doesn't. And yeah, that's the final battle with the Mono Fire team. So it was a little exciting, especially during that battle against the Ursaring. That really put us in a tough spot. I might not have played that optimally, but well, that's good. So now I'm a little bit in doubt. The next team is Mono Normal, and it's a trick team, but it has 2 optional sweepers I can use. I can either use Vigoroth or Tauros. And Tauros is really original sweeper because it sets up with Rage of all things. But Vigoroth makes it a little more dependable because it can set up bulk up. So I'm gonna go for Vigoroth here. I have this Porygon 2 that always wins against Gengar. See, I need to use a PP max on Psychic just to make sure I don't run out of PP. And this team is really unique, actually. It's a Trick Lanoon, that's nothing special. Or for Battle Tower Gurus, it's nothing special. It tricks Choice Man onto the opponent just as in the Grumpig Psychic team. We have Charm to reduce their attack, Hidden Power, Flying to beat Breloom with the Choice Band. That's really specific, but it's necessary because Breloom would otherwise beat this whole setup. And has Thunder Wave if it really has some spare time or if it's necessary against a fast opponent, for example. But the real surprise is the glue of this team. It's Porygon 2 making use of Conversion 2. And Conversion 2, I mean, most Pokemon players don't even remember what it exactly did. That was also the case with me when I made this team. Conversion 2 makes me have a type that is that resists or is immune to the last move they used. But the last move they used is going to be the next move they use because they have a Choice Band, and then Porygon 2 suddenly survives everything. It can stall out everything with Recover and Substitute. And it has a Salac Berry in specifically when it has to tank, for example, a Choice Band Meteor Mash from a Metagross. After which it outspeeds all those Metagross variants, literally all of them. That's why it has 82 speed. So yeah, that's the idea. And Psychic is to finish off Gengar because Vigoroth doesn't touch Gengar. It really needs these moves to be an effective sweeper. But instead of talking about the team, let me just show you. And Tauros kind of sets up in the same way, but it sets up with Rage. It sets up against an intimidated, struggling opponent, and then it gets hit by Struggle like 4 times, and it sweeps as well. And it sweeps a little faster than Vigoroth 2. They're both really potent sweepers, but Tauros is really vulnerable to critical hits or struggles that are still too strong. It might only get to +2 or something, and that's just not enough to sweep in a defendable way, even though featuring Rage Tauros was fantastic, of course. So we get a Blastoise. That's a really good opponent most of the time for these kind of teams. It starts Mirror Coating, and the AI is too stupid to switch, so we don't need Porygon 2 in this particular battle. So let's hope we get a lot of things like this, because this is basically a free win. Yeah, Vigoroth has 90 base speed, so it caps at 156. That outspeeds the base 100s, the neutral ones, It has a substitute without. I mean, this is really all set. All right, we got a Walrein. If it doesn't apply Quick Law, good to go. Charizard. All right, so that was the first opponent. Okay, so the next battle. Of course, I would like to show you Porygon 2 in a non-risky situation. You get a Meganium. That's also a really good opponent to set up against. And it decides to use Solar Beam. So we are going to use Porygon 2. And we're going to use a Charm here to reduce its attack because it's going to use Struggle in a little while. Alright, so we trace Overgrow. Trace is also a really nice feature. I mean, it means I can switch into Levitate, Earthquakes, Joltion's Thunderbolt is, yeah, it's a wonderful move actually. So we get a Solar Beam, Conversion, become Fire type, and really laugh at anything that would happen, really. So yeah, our job is now to tank Solar Beams, which is an easy job. But I'd rather set up on struggling Meganium than on Solar Beaming Meganium, because Vigoroth only has leftovers to replenish its HP while setting up. And we don't want to take risks. We're now in the 5th streak already. So, yeah. What can I say? I can talk a little bit about Porygon 2's EV spread. I guess it's really defensively oriented, since it's going to be fighting. It's going to be fighting really bulky and strong physical attackers with the choice band. So now we're Poison for fun, and here we have Struggle. This Porygon 2 always tries to switch out at full health, which is possible with Struggle, and against a struggling opponent with Substitute, that's usually possible. So it can come in on Gengar later if needed, of course. And that's why it likes to preserve a little PP as well, Psychic for example, but also on Recover, Substitute, things like that. It should beat every Gengar that we come across. Misdreavus is a little other story, but it usually has Thunder Wave, and Misdreavus can't really beat Porygon 2 as well, but it's gonna take a long time to actually beat it back, especially if it's a Calm Mind version. But now we're set up perfectly, and this is not the kind of trainer that uses what's his name? Gengar or Misdreavus. Those are usually the Hex Maniacs. Yep. Okay. Number 2. And let's see what we get next. Well, I was just talking about the devil. We get a Hex Maniac. So there's a Dusclops, and Dusclops is no problem because, well, it's a Dusclops. It can be hit by Earthquake, of course. Let's see what it does. So hopefully he just has Poison types instead of Ghost types. So it's using Seismic Toss now, and what we're going to do is really funny right now. We're not going to use Thunder Wave because we want to stall more effectively. But we're going to use Conversion 2 until we get Ghost type, and then it will be totally pointless for it to use Seismic Toss. Bug. Okay, so it's really, you get a random type that resists it, but eventually it's going to be Ghost. Very good. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. So now it's really a matter of waiting. Throw in a Psychic for fun. But in general, we should not use Psychic against pressure Pokemon like this, of course. Started struggling. That's perfect. So Vigoroth is gonna eat those struggles and hope. Um, it's gonna hope for no Gengar. But it's gonna set up regardless. Really funny that I would love to use Slaking, of course, but you know, every turn I have to wait. It's really risky. It would be a lot more physically bulky as well, which would be good for this team. But the Battle Tower has so many ways to make use of hacks, and the fact that it can't move every other turn really just be asking to lose. Also, they run Protect sometimes. So here's Nidoking. That's perfect. As long as it's not Gengar, it's fine. If it's Gengar, it's fine as well, actually. But now it's even more fine because we just get the win like that. Okay, thank you for not bringing another Ghost type. So let's see what we get. It's an Ampharos. We will of course trick that into using Thunder Wave of all things. That's fine. Yeah, we'll just Thunder Wave it back, and we have to wait out all those Thunder Waves right now. And we're not going to use Porygon 2 for that because I don't want to paralyze Porygon 2. We're just going to wait with Balloon until it has to use Struggle, actually. So Thunder Wave has, I really don't remember how many PP Thunder Wave has at this moment. I can actually just see it. 20 PP, so that will be over in a second. Yeah, we can sort of count the PPs, but I didn't keep track of how many times it's been full paralyzed, for example. We'll just see when it uses Struggle. That's usually the way I go about this. If it's really not necessary to like rewind or something. Really, if you really play this on cartridge, you should keep track of that if you really want to do it the right way. Okay, I always love saying how things should be done and then not doing it myself. So there's a critical hit struggle, so that's bad. But it won't happen 4 times in a row, I expect. And now we can start setting up bulk ups, so that we actually gain back all the HP we get from losing, from making the substitute. I still have coffee, no coffee anymore. So yeah. Before we sweep this opponent, I'm gonna grab a beer. Be right back. Alright, cheers. It's alcohol free, of course, because I want to be sharp with this. But it's still nice to have some. I'm talking so much, I'm not used to that. Tauros, we outspeed that because it doesn't use a speedy nature. There's a Wailord which we want to kill. Okay. So this is a really good team. The reason I thought Fire was a little bit better is because this team struggles sometimes against Pokemon such as we see right now. Really, really tough choice banners. They cannot crit Porygon 2 because then I'm in trouble. But as you see, we obtained a Quick Claw, so that removed their main danger. Earthquake will KO, or it doesn't. Okay, even better. Then we can throw in a Charm. And this is also a nice reason to have Substitute, because it makes sure you can actually use Conversion before taking a really big blow. And then after the conversion, I live even a crit Earthquake, for example. So we've become flying right now. That's the exact type I want, of course. We'll use a sub so that if it starts struggling, I can recover back to full HP. But this is fine. I mean, I have no reason to use conversion 2 again because we already got the best type. And the most expendable moves usually recover if I'm in a situation like this. So there's the struggle, which means we can switch. It has reduced attack. That really helps in this case because stuff like Golem has a lot of attack. And sometimes the struggle, especially when he gets a critical hit at a bad time, is still threatening. Remember, it is choice band, and choice band actually applies to struggle as well. So yeah. But yeah, with all these bulk ups, we're getting safer and safer, of course. And that is the feature Tauros doesn't have. The team is faster when you use Tauros, and a Tauros at like +4 is maybe even more dangerous than Vigoroth. And Vigoroth doesn't even have much attack. You know, I'll show you its attack. It's only 129 because it needs some HP AVs to maximize leftover efficiency. It needs a lot of speed EVs, and then the rest is thrown into attack. Doesn't even come close to Tauros' attack. And Tauros is faster. So there really are reasons I picked Tauros before investigating Vigoroth's effectiveness. You can read all about that in the Smogon 3rd gen Battle Tower discussion forum. Yeah. Raikou. Alright. The only way this is dangerous is if it really gets critical hits. Really. But we get Thunder Wave, but now it can use another move. So that's where it gets dangerous. Although if it doesn't KO me or full paralyze me, it will be paralyzed as well. And now that I use Calm Mind, I'm gonna check if I really gave it choice band. I did. Yeah, I mean, this is the best case scenario, of course. Uses Calm Mind, and therefore it's just sign a contract to lose. And it's really funny because Gengar and Mr. are the main annoying Pokemon to this team, especially after having set up already. They only occur in certain kind of trainer, so I know when to expect it. In that case, it's even more important to keep Porygon 2 healthy or keep Linoone healthy even if possible. So because the Thunder Wave really helps in that case. Funny thing, Latias and Latios only have 130 speed in Bell Tower. They never have speed EVs. And that was the team. We get a very nice battle right now. We get to beat the Salamade and Annabelle. And I'm saying we get to beat, but of course I'm bluffing a little bit because we're not totally sure to beat this. Let's see. We are faster, so alright. Using Reflect. We don't even need to charm it because we will be fully set up before it even gets out of Reflect. And even then, against so many bulk ups, this Raikou will not break this up. It will struggle, of course. For those of you who don't know, Annabelle has Raikou. It's the Battle Tower boss of some sorts. You get the gold symbol for beating her the second time. She has two really bulky special setuppers in Raikou and Latios. They're beat on the HP and really on the physical side, so that they become unbreakable after a few Calm Minds. But yeah, Reflect wore off, and we're good to go. Her last Pokemon is a Snorlax. And it's also a set-upper. It's a Curslax with a Chesto Berry, standard Curslax. And the only really dangerous thing about her team is that her Latios carries right power. That may get dangerous really quickly. But we didn't really see problems here with the Monotype normal team. Luckily we didn't see Metagross. That's why Porygon 2 has very specific defeats, but we didn't get to see that. So what will we get to see in the next streak? We're gonna go back in this box, and the next up team is Mono Electric. So we see a lot of nice legendaries here. I used Zapdos on this team, which has nicknames. Low Down, O'Mary, and Guitar Man. Those are references to J.J. Cale music, because I think J.J. Cale makes me think of electric types. So this is a really, really bulky Jolteon that holds a Quick Claw. It holds Quick Claw because that increases the chance of beating Rhydon right off the bat. Because if Rhydon's Quick Claw activates, I have a better probability of activating my own Quick Claw than I would have to. Well, it just gives me more probability of beating Rhydon than Bright Power or Focus Band would. Charm, Thunder Wave, Sand Attack, those are all crippling moves, and this is Hidden Power, something, I don't even remember what it is. It's Water or Grass, but it one hit KOs all Rhydon movesets. So that's this Jolteon. It survives crazy stuff like Flygon's Earthquake, I believe. I never knew Jolteon could be that bulky because, in competitive play and everything, it's always really free on the physical side because it likes to run special attack disease, of course. But this one doesn't need to do that, and it's so fast. It outspeeds a lot of stuff. It doesn't outspeed other Jolteon or Crobat and stuff sometimes, but it survives those assaults anyway. Then we get O'Mary. That's a Zapdos, and this Zapdos was on the trick team with the Tyranitar. I was talking about it in the forums once. It's a really long friend of mine. It's a bulky Zapdos. It's pretty fast. It has a Ganlon Berry to pass to Raikou, as well as double teams and protect and substitute, pressure stall the whole enemy out, and especially if it's charmed, Thunder Wave or Sand Attack, this Zapdos will be sure to set up Raikou, who sets up with Calm Mind, of course. Has a Stab Thunderbolt, which is only survived by, I think, Regice and Blissey or something, and Hidden Power of Grass to be Swampert and Quagsire in one hit. So that's a team. Without further ado, let's shock some opponents with this. This is still a good team. We're proceeding in my effectiveness, but as you'll see, I'm still pretty proud of this team. There's not so much that can go wrong. But note that this Jolteon has no way of reducing or getting rid of Quick Claws or something. But against the most dangerous opponents, it just steals their Quick Claw, which is, it just beats them. So that's even better than some kind of way. So we get a Sand Attack. And here's O'Mary. He's gonna double team right off the bat. And yeah, this is pretty much over. We're gonna set up without a Ganlon boost. That Ganlon boost is sometimes really helpful. Just to make sure Raikou's substitute doesn't break against the struggle, for example. To make the transition even more smooth. Also, after Ganlon Berry, this Raikou is never one hit KO'd by a non-critical hit, Earthquake. so that helps sometimes. For example, against Steelix, that might just survive the hidden power grass and Earthquake. It's never gonna KO, even when I'm not behind. So, alright. So if you're watching this and you're tired of this really crappy microphone, I suggest you listen to JJ Gill playing Guitar Man, Oh Mary, or Lowdown. Those are not my favorite songs. I just thought they would be most suited to the Pokemon I'm using. Alright, Melodic, nothing to fear. It's a specially based Pokemon. So this team generally only fears physical attackers. And really, in all generality, physical attackers are way more dangerous than special attackers in the battle tower most of the time. Okay, so it can't. Apparently, it doesn't even kill my Jolteon at the moment. So, yeah. But we can't really switch because don't want to risk switching into a freezing Ice Beam, for example, or a critical hit Ice Beam. And I could, of course, set up with Raikou without any problem. But I really like to have those double teams as well, just to have an insurance against Quick Claws, Bright Powders, Focus Bands, all stuff like that. So while setting up with double team seems to, well, in most cases, it reduces the risk of losing against those kind of items, but it can also bite you back if, for example, a Regice uses Psych Up, because then it copies those evasion boosts and it might get through. But even in that case, on this team, I will outstall its PP because I have pressure and win that way. So this team takes a while to set up with all those double teams and all those calm mines, but it's really worth it because it's really dependable. When I'm up against Quick Claw Pokemon, for example, I might be a little more conservative in using some setup moves. But yeah, we get a Delcatty. This is really this is probably a joke trainer. Yeah. Alright. That was a Pokefan. Those Pokefans generally have 3 bad teams. On number 3. There we go. And we get a Picnicker. There's an Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl is never faster, if I recall correctly. Let's see. 338. Yeah, I always outspeed that with Jolteon. So then it's really a matter of what's best to use. And I think, is there a Lumberry variant? There is no Lumberry variant. So we're just gonna Thunder Wave it. Let's see what it uses. Uses Earthquake, doesn't KO, so that indicates to me it's not the Choice Bander. So which set is it? It must be the Double Edge Earthquake Fire Blast Fight variant. So it has no Rock move. That's pretty funny. But yeah, now we can charm it, so Zapdos actually will survive, or its substitute rather, will survive all of its assaults. Yeah. I'm getting messages all the time. Alright. Yeah. So we're off to a good streak, I think. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother using Protect all the time. It's not gonna be necessary. And now we can get the Ganlon boost for a change. How many double teams do I have? I'm just gonna throw in a Protect. Alright. And we're gonna pass in favor of having a another evasion boost, we really like to pass that substitute to prevent a double-edged critical hit coming through, for example. This is way more important. See, it actually tanks an earthquake. That's also because of the charms, of course, but this Ganon berry helps as well for this kind of thing. These kind of things. And Zapdos doesn't really have another item to run. It could run leftovers, of course, but then Raikou itself doesn't have leftovers. And Raikou having leftovers means it has that much more opportunities to make use of pressure, for example. P2 traces pressure but will only consume 2 PPs. Opponent number 4. So after this streak, I'm gonna take a little break again because, well, I'm recognizing I'm getting a little tired mentally, and I really want to be sharp for the rest of this run. So we get Articuno. We're just gonna paralyze that, of course. Let's see. Yep. Even Sand Attack, I think Charm is not really necessary because it's, well, its physical move is gonna be like Aerial Ace or maybe Double Edge. Facade is actually Facade or Facade. I don't even know how to pronounce it in English, but that's actually pretty powerful right now. So I'm happy that I used Sand Attack. These Ice Beams we will stall out, of course. And this team has a little bit of inefficiency because of Protect and Full Paralysis, which essentially wastes a Protect. But still, I don't always get to use Thunder Wave with Filter, so that helps. Now we're getting a little bit of bad luck with Protect and Full Paralysis, but that's fine. This is only an Articuno. The only move that's gonna hit consistently is not very effective against all my Pokemon, so that's a really good thing. If I were him, I would use only Facade, not Aerial Ace. But yeah, luckily I'm not the AI. Aerial Ace, we're fully set up. We even have Ganon boost. We have +6 evasion, and we're going to have 6 Calm Minds in a little moment. It's all good. Oh, see, I forgot to use Substitute there. That's a slight mistake. And these kind of mistakes will happen a lot more if I don't take a small break in a few minutes. Because those kind of things can cost you a streak if it's something more threatening than an Articuno in this situation. We get an Entei, we're going to one-hit KO that. And a Registeel, I think we one-hit KO that as well. Yeah. Because this Raikou hasn't got full special attack disease, I think. If you want to know, visit the Gen 3 Battle Tower discussion in the records on Smogon. There's the full team, and I'm pretty sure I didn't make any adjustments to that team before attempting this streak. Melodic again, that's completely fine. It's one of the best opponents to see actually when setting up. Especially on the Mono Electric team, of course. So yeah, we haven't seen a lot of Quick Claw Metagross star leads. We had that really dangerous trainer with the Mono Fire team, but yeah, we kind of got away with that until now, because those are generally the most dangerous trainers, the expert Alexis and trainers like that. You should really watch out for them. Not really with the teams I'm running only, but really in general in the Battle Tower. Those things hit like trucks, and they will they have Quick Claw, and they're hard to one-hit kill right off the bat. For example, Metagross, it survives filler, fire type moves, and it survives most unboosted earthquakes, even stab ones. So you always need a little bit of luck to get past those Pokemon in general, unless you take like sturdy Skarmory and stall them out, like some of the people do on this forum with a real team, of course, like for example stall team or trick team, or if you really want to make one team to go far in the battle tower, you really need insurance against those kinds of Pokemon. Alright, so there we go, fully set up. We have speed that, and what do we get? A Latios. Yeah, so Latios and Latios, I can't one-hit kill them, but they can't really do anything back either. There's Earthquake variants, but especially with the Gammon Berry, they don't even two-hit kill. So we did one-hit KO, by the way, which was due to a critical hit. Sixth opponent, starting off with a Medicham, which does have a lot of attack, of course, and it can also use Baton Pass. So I'm going to use Charm instead of Thunder Wave right off the bat, in case it's a Baton Pass instead, and it has a critical hit Dynamic Punch, which is dangerous. Let me see what else it has. I don't remember the exact set. So there is one Dynamic Punch variant, it's this thing. So it will be able to break Zapdos substitute with Ice Punch all the time, but I can stall that out, and then it's gonna have only crappy moves against the rest of my team. So this is really matter. Here we will see how handy Pressure is, because Ice Punch has 15 PP, I think. It will be stalled out pretty easily. Although we cannot set up all of those teams. That's a pity. And we'll have Dynamic Punch left. I don't know if that's the move that you will use when Ice Punch is gone. But if it hits Dynamic Punch, it's also a pretty bad thing. So, especially if it's like critical hits or something. So we're past the Ganon boost. Hope it does a Dynamic Punch here. It doesn't, which is great. And now I think we are out of the woods. Yep. Okay. So Dynamic Punch. I think that it doesn't even break my sub at -2 as it is now. And then again, its Dynamic Punch PP is depleted anyway, so now it only has special moves. The only reason this Medicham came this far in being dangerous is that it crit through Jolteon on turn 1. But it was dangerous nevertheless. Now nothing is dangerous anymore. Now we're completely safe. We have Nidoqueen here, which we have to hidden power. I think we KO it most of the time, but in this particular case we don't. So that's that. And we have Hariyama, which we do want to hit KO. Okay, again we see how important that substitute is. Number 7, even if I don't have that, Hariyama or whatever can never one hit KO me because of that Ganon barrier. So they would need to activate their Quick Claw and score a critical hit. Now we have Marowak, so we will first charm them, so we can actually survive an earthquake. Did you ever see a Jolteon survive an earthquake from Marowak? Well, now you did. That's not what it's supposed to do. If you're a Pokemon nowhere. We will throw in a Sand Attack, just to make it a little bit easier to set up with Zapdos. And if it decides to Swords Dance to make up for for the attack loss, then we will double team, of course. Yeah. So we have the rock lid, and it will really run out of rock slide TP very quickly. Brick break is kind of dangerous, I guess, but now it's going to start missing too. And remember, we have Raikau's pressure ability as well, so if it has a little bit of evasion, it will stall the hell out of this Marowak. Even when Marowak has a lot of course, has a lot of attack and a lot of potential danger for a mono electric type. So we're just gonna keep protecting, keep on stalling it a little bit, and now we have +6 evasion. So yeah, just gonna try and set up here. Earthquake is of course gonna be really strong. And I'm actually going to start attacking this Marowak before fully setting up, because you know it can always hit like 3 earthquakes in a row or something. That can happen. The only thing we have going for us is evasion and the fact that it will have to struggle in a moment or keep on force dancing, only using force dance. That's even better, of course. And we're there. All right. Let's beat this one with Hindbar Grass for fun. Yep. And the next one, the Heracross. This might be Endure Select set, but well, it either isn't or didn't use Endure. So that was the mono electric team. Thanks for watching. I will stay online, but I will have a little break. So I'll show you the next team we're going to use, and that will be mono fighting. And now slowly but steadily we're entering a different range of teams. So what we've seen until now is pretty dependable. You won't see it lose very quickly. We just did 6 streaks in a row without really being in trouble. Maybe with the fire team and the Earth Ring it was dangerous, but they still needed a critical hit for example. Now we're gonna go to the second tier of teams actually. From here, from fighting until ice, say, these teams are still okay, but not top tier. Alright. And well, I'll be back in a few minutes. I will look at my chat, see if you have any questions, and I'll see you in a minute. Alright, so I'm pretty much ready for the next team. You know what? I'm gonna get another beer first. Be right back. So if this was real beer, I would probably start failing in 10th streak or so if I got there actually. But this fighting team, it looks a little bit. It starts a little bit like the Mono Water team. It has fully wrath instead of fully toad, which is about as bulky, but a little bit more on the physical side and less on the special side, of course. It has a very specific speed here. I don't remember what it was exactly for, but you can read all about that on the Smogon forums. It survives thunderbolts and stuff like that. It also survives important flying type moves like Dodrio's drill peck. And then it steals quick claws, lowers speed if necessary, starts doing some accuracy shenanigans, and it hazes double teaming opponents since they can get dangerous, especially if they have aerial ace, but also against like Dragon Dance, for example. So that's what this team does, and actually Dragon Dance Salamence gets beaten by Icy Wind. So that's the lead. And then we have Hariyama that's also, well, it's as tanky as it could be. It's not really tanky, even though it has lots of HP. But it does have thick fat, which is nice. It has decent speed. It, it needs a lot of EVs to get this, but this makes sure it outruns the 100 base stat neutral tier that's maximized in EVs after the Icy Wind. So it gets 153 speed for that reason, effectively. What it does is it has the 100% accurate sand attack, that's always nice, and it catches opponents, Mud Slap doesn't. It can use Foresight, you'd think that's for hitting ghost types or something, but that's not the real reason. The real reason is to cancel all the double teams the opponent might have, and knock off for quick claw. So that's what this thing does. It has secret power instead of body slam for low powered paralysis inducing move if it's necessary. And then we get Medicham, which is the star of the team. It's a reversal bulk up user, so it looks a little bit like the Scizor that's on the bug team. But the bug team we haven't seen yet. So with bulk up, it's really gonna need only one or two bulk ups before it sweeps about everything in Battle Frontier with reversal at OSP. So instead of talking about the team, let's give it a swing. But the teams really start getting a little bit shaky at this point. It all looks really nice on paper, but a lot of things can go wrong, especially on this team. Aerial Ace is a real pain in the ass, and it's omnipresent, so it stinks. We get a Clefable, and since it's really going to be a little bit more exciting in this point, a little bit more dangerous. So I'm just gonna take a quick look at the sets we might have to deal with. Let's see, meter mash cosmic power. This one is really easy. This is a special attacker, which is super effective, but it's outrun by me. Psychic is a psychicking version, but it doesn't KO Hariyama as well. So I think we can reduce the accuracy of this Pokemon pretty defensively. So we can safely start mud slapping here, and we need as many accuracy drops as possible. Another thing to watch out for when using this team is if you use Icy Wind, to not use Haze afterwards, because that resets their speed, of course. That's like a noob mistake you can make with this team. So now we have to decide what to sack, because I don't want to switch in. Don't want to switch in Medicham directly. So we're just gonna like investigate this fable until we faint. Alright, here we go. And as said, we really only need one bulk up to get dangerous, to become a dangerous opponent. But it's nice to have like semi-low HP, because otherwise reversal is not powerful enough. It has 80 power when I'm at 25%, so that's already better than Brick Break, for example. And moves like High Jump Kick or Dynamic Punch, you really don't want to use those kind of moves, because it's just missing is one of the worst things possible in the Battle Tower. Golem, we outrun that. We neatly one-hit KO that. And Duck Trio, which is faster, so we're actually going to sub here, just to outspeed it and have 2 attempts, should we miss against something stupid like Bright Powder or Focus Band. I'm not sure if there's a good Duck Trio that actually has those items, but you just want to make sure, as possible, that you don't run into those things. Grand Bull, that's an Intimidator. There is a very hard-hitting choice band set of Grand Bull that has, I think it has Mega Kick, Shadow Ball, and Earthquake, and then it has Crunch for some reason. They must have overseen that it is physical. So we're going to Thief, because there's Quick Claw variants as well, but it is actually that choice band version. So now it doesn't have the choice band. That's fine, I guess. We're just going to mud slap it now, but as long as it has no Quick Claw, it's fine most of the time. So yeah, it has Crunch. That's really ridiculous. Yeah, so now what do? Mud Slap is the least powerful. Of course, I don't want to knock it out or something. Do we need Hariyama to do something? Not really. We're just gonna go straight to Medicham here. And get some misses done. Alright, so there's an Earthquake. Sometimes bulk up is really useful also against aerial aces. Because after many bulk ups, aerial ace doesn't break the sub anymore. So that's a good thing. And we will start sweeping at this point for the exact reason we saw in the last battle. We want to be able to make that substitute against a faster opponent. Our Medicham is faster than that, and yeah, this is a win. Okay, I think you can already see why this team is getting a little more shaky in contrast to in comparison to the teams that we've seen before. Here's a Jolteon, that's a dangerous opponent, but its Thunderbolt will not be able to KO us. So that's a good thing. Although we need Hariyama really for the accuracy reduction. Starts off by using Protect, and there we have the Thunderbolt, which crits through us, and that puts us in a really awkward spot. So the exact reason why I beat Poliwrath is that this bulky, we don't really have anything to see that effect. So the best thing we can do, it has Protect, And Thunderbolt, I think that defines the set. Let's see. It's worth it to knock off this item. It's this Cherry Berry set. So we don't need to knock off this item. And it does have Thunder Wave, which is obnoxious. Yeah. The secret powering it is not going to be helpful since it has Cherry Berry. So the best thing we can do here is just try and get as many sand attacks in as possible, and then be lucky enough to avoid a paralysis with Medicham, a critical hit with Medicham, stuff like that. All stuff like that is gonna end the streak right here, actually. Do a quick check if there's any messages. No messages about this yet. Yeah. So now we're just gonna wait, and since we didn't get the Icy Wind off, it's now going to outspeed Medicham, which is why I'm so afraid of Thunder Wave. And we can't reliably set up bulk ups either. That's another problem. So in the very best case scenario here, it's going to lose all of its Thunderbolts against Hariyama already. That would be perfect, but it's too much to hope for, of course. And we don't see that. And now we have the crucial turn where it's going to Thunder Wave or Thunderbolt, and we have to use Substitute because, well, if it uses Thunderbolt, I'm probably going to have enough HP left to use a Substitute. Actually, you know what? We're gonna calculate that beforehand because it might make it a little bit different. So we have the Jolteon set. I don't know what set it is. It's not this one. It is Jolteon number 444. So the first one actually in this database, and we have Medicham, and we have a Medicham that has let me see, 145 HP and 95 special defense. So that's no investment, I think. Oh, it actually does have some HP AVs. I don't remember how many. It's probably going to be 84 then or something. 80. And then it will have 95 special defense. Thunderbolt. Oh, okay. So it can actually get through. And if it deals too much damage, then I will have a very weak reversal as well. So yeah, Substitute is still the way. We're gonna use Substitute and hope for the best. And it actually uses Attract, which is really, really bad, but the best thing we can do is still Substitute. It misses Thunderbolt, that's one thing. Yeah. So now we decide whether to use Bulk Up or something else. But we can die to Thunderbolt here. So I'm gonna go and use one Bulk Up, and then I want to destroy this Jolteon. So now we have to hope for a miss, or that yeah, so I might as well use Reversal at this point, because if it misses Thunderbolt, I need to make a substitute. Yeah, we're gonna make a substitute. It misses Thunderbolt, luckily, but we're going to have another turn of this. Misses again, and we get the sub. That's pretty good. So now we have a reversal, which is not going to one-hit KO. So yeah. So we're going to use a Shadow Ball here. I'm going to throw in a Shadow Ball. Hopefully get it done. And we actually KO'd the Jolteon. Now we have a Golduck. So how fast is Golduck? You need to know that, because I want to know if I have to use Substitute or something else. Um, 269 speed. This one has, and that's the fastest one actually. 269 is a level 100 stat, but that's okay. Our Medicham has, I don't really remember what speed I gave it. 123 speed, so that's not good. We need to have a substitute up at all times. So it would actually be best if it's the fast one. And there's no quick lower. So if it's a slow one, we will get to very low HP without a sub. So that's the worst case scenario. So we're just going to substitute and hope that it's the fast one. But it's not the fast one. Alright. Still no problem. That means we are always faster. And now in the best case, it's going to miss a hydro pump, which it doesn't, but that's fine. We get a salad berry, and so yeah, we really need like getting a quick attack or something to lose this, and we get a Swampert. I think Swampert can touch us. We're just gonna reversal that and still win this nerve-wracking battle. So this is the first time we really got into trouble, and I thank the Lord for saving us from a thunderbolt in this situation. Whew. Right. Good. We get Metagross. We're gonna thief, of course. We don't want that, and we get a double teaming Metagross. Let's see. Did I have something to make clear body a little bit? No. This was the secret power stuff. So yeah, we're just gonna damage it a little bit. This is a double team Metagross, that means it's probably the rest variant. And if it actually uses rest, I can take advantage of that. So now we're gonna haze, get rid of its double teams, gets no attack raise, and we're gonna try and paralyze this thing. And now it gets the chance to do double team, of course. So this is again a really tough spot. But it switches finally. I don't know why it switches, but now we get an Aggron, which we can knock off, of course, to get rid of its Quick Claw. And then we will use a Sand Attack. And luckily it misses already, so that's a good thing. But it does have Aerial Ace. That is pretty nasty. So it will use Aerial Ace. And Aerial Ace, I think, has doesn't KO me. It brings me in a decent range to try and use one bulk up and then a substitute. And we knocked off the Quick Claw of the team, so again we will sweep without. Yeah, another thing I can do is just sub all the way down to 1 HP and then use Reversal at 200 power, which is pretty powerful as well, and then we're sure to have 200 power. So that's another thing I could do instead of using bulk up, because after one bulk up, Aerial Ace is still gonna break the sub. So yeah, that is actually the best thing I can do in this scenario. Just sub all the way down, sweep without boosts. But we are in luck, it doesn't use Aerial Ace. So in that case, we will, of course, use bulk up. And we can actually use it again. So yeah, we are in luck. And yeah, I'll use another bulk up then. I mean, I don't really get why it's not using Aerial Ace, but this is the moment where I click Reversal. Wow, can you believe this? This is perfect. And now we get an 80 base power plus 3 Medicham reversal. I think it KOs Metagross. Yeah. Now at this point we KO almost everything, even at 25% HP. So that was that. And that was the second battle where things went pretty wrong actually. But well, let's hope we don't face Metagross anymore. Might be an idea to actually include Whirlwind on Hariyama on this team. Now that I think of it. But yeah. So this is another Quick Claw wielding, or possibly Quick Claw wielding opponent. We already got the Quick Claw, and so now we're good to just mud slap it a little bit. Ooh, that is dangerous because it's double edged, of course. Yeah, it will probably KO itself if we don't watch out. So we got it to -2 accuracy right now. And let's see if it can run quick attack, this particular Flareon set. So we have seen Double Edge and Shadow Ball, so it's Overheat Sunny Day. So it's not really threatening. We will just set up. Will we set up from this point, or will we use Hariyama? We will set up from this point. Hopefully it uses Shadow Ball instead of Double Edge. We will see about that. Overheat, that's also fine. As long as it doesn't knock itself out, we are pretty much fine, actually. So let's see what we get. I don't want to risk more of this, because I really want to have that sub up. So yeah, we're good. At this point I'm just gonna choose and KO it. Let's see what we get. We get a Joltron, that's faster. It does have another gender, so that's dangerous, because it might use Attract, but let's just hope it uses Thunderbolt. Which is probably gonna use Thunderbolt always in this situation. And yeah, well, so now we either outspeed it or it's the timid variant. But we outspeed it, so we're fine in this battle. Alright. So usually this fighting team performs a little bit better. We're just getting the really difficult matchups here. Let me see. Aggie, like Executor is usually okay. There is also a Quick Claw set, so we will use Thief. And we stole Bright Powder. Oh, of course we survived the Psychic. So it's the Bright Powder variant of Executor. Psychic, Giga Drain, Slush Bomb, and Explosion. So Explosion is dangerous, of course. You never really know when they are going to use that. But Mud Slap seems to be the best option anyhow. Okay. So really Explosion is the worst thing we could see here, but it's not going to use Explosion if it has the option to inflict way more damage with Psychic, of course. So now we get to Medicham, and still it might use Explosion. This is perfect timing for it to use Explosion, because it's the only move that would get KO guaranteed. But with a little luck we avoid that Explosion actually. And okay, so now so we didn't avoid the Explosion, and we're now in a tough spot against Snorlax, which may have who may have a Quick Claw, of course. So we now have a 40 power reversal. That's not gonna cut it. So we need another bulk up, and we see that it's Double Edge. It is Curse and Double Edge, and I think that's the Quick Claw set. So let's see, yeah. So that's dangerous. One Double Edge could spell good mean the end of this run. Alright. Critical hit. So now we have an 80 power reversal. And of course I would like to just KO it, but we really need the Salic Berry. So this is the final opportunity the Snorlax can first stop to our Medicham. If Quick Claw activates on this particular turn, we are done. So let's pray and hope that doesn't happen. And it does happen. So, well, that was the streak. I'm really unhappy with this. I think being a mono fighting team is not good. I know it's not good, but I think we got some really tough luck here, and usually the evasion stalling works a little bit better, but in this particular case, it was just terrible to run into an explosion executor, for example. It not even missing. The Jolteon thing was more dangerous than this, but yeah, we didn't get away with it. Sadly. Thank you for watching, and I will try another time to make this streak really happen. But well, how many wins did we get actually? Let's see. So we got 47 wins. That's not even half yet. So, well, thanks again. Thanks for watching. I will log out. Bye bye.